Welcome back to Serious Spoilers. Today I will share a movie based on true story from 2015, titled Straight Outta Compton. Spoilers ahead. Watch and enjoy. Compton, California 1986. Eazy-E is in the middle of a drug deal that's breaking bad. Guns are pulled. Threats are made. The LAPD raids the block and E barely makes it out of the house and escapes to freedom across the rooftops. Dr. Dre is listening to records in his room. His mom is mad that he missed a job interview. He says he has a job DJing at a local club. She points out that making $50 isn't a real job. She wants the best for him. He says he does too. He moves out. His little brother T is sad to see him go. Ice Cube is writing rhymes on the school bus. Other kids on the bus horse around by flashing gang signs at a car driving next to the bus. The car cuts them off and the guys inside board the bus and pull guns. They tell the kids they better start gang banging, their books of the Crenshaw Mafia might just get them. Cube goes to the house where Dre is staying. He and Jinx are making beats. Cube tells them what happened on the bus and lets them know that he wrote some new rhymes. As Cube goes to head back home, the LAPD stops him and violently searches him. Later at Do 2's club, Dre and DJ Yella are spinning. The club owner's Lonzo tells them he doesn't want any rap shit on stage, but as soon as he steps out, Cube takes the mic and raps about his day. Lonzo hates it. But MC Ren and E are at the club and they like what they hear. Dre asks E to think about putting his money into the music. There's a fight in the parking lot after and the LAPD locks up Dre. E bails him out. Outside the police station, Dre tells E that if he can sling dope, he can sling records. Together, they form Ruthless Records. They invited a group from New York called HBO to record Boys in the Hood, one of the raps Cube wrote, but they hate it. It's suggested that Cube just record it, but he can't because he's already in a group with Jinx. So E does it. After much coaching from Dre, he's able to hit the beat. Boys in the Hood by Eazy-E and NWA becomes the #1 song for 6 weeks. Music manager Jerry Heller meets with E and tells him that he wants to make him legit and together they can build something big. Skateland 1988. E tells the group he wants them all wearing black because it's professional. Jerry has invited other record execs to the show to check it out. They all pass with the exception of Brian Turner from Priority Records. Priority currently has the California Raisins on their roster. NWA thinks that's a joke until Turner points out that the Raisins went gold. Bobby Brown bodyguard Suge Knight is also at the show. He gives them props. The band records Straight Outta Compton in Torrance, California. During a break in the recording, the guys go outside and are harassed by the LAPD. Jerry witnesses police brutality firsthand. After the event, Cube writes F the police. Jerry has given E his contract, but no one else has gotten theirs. Jerry says that's normal. The lawyers take forever. NWA Tour 1989. The Summit in Houston. The band plays the packed arena. Afterwards, Dre tells his brother over the phone that he can come out and meet up with them in Florida. 2 guys show up with guns to find their girl at a hotel party. NWA chase them out with guns of their own. Riverfront Coliseum in Ohio. The FBI issues a warning about playing F the police. Jerry recommends putting the song on hold for a little while. E sees this as free publicity. Spectrum in Pennsylvania. The rest of NWA still doesn't have contracts. Cube mentions that to Dre, but Dre says he doesn't want Cube jumping to any conclusions that anything shady is going on. Dre gets a 9/11 page. His mom tells him that T was killed in a fight. Dre breaks down and the rest of the group consoles him. E tells him that they will always stay brothers. They go back home so Dre can go to the funeral. He tells his mom this would have never happened if he had just let his brother come on the road like he wanted. His mom says that isn't true and that she's proud of Dre. Joe Louis Arena, Detroit. The Detroit police show up and tell them they can't play F the police. Cube tells the crowd what's going on and they play it anyway. The crowd goes crazy. The police make their way to the stage. Gunshots are fired and everyone flees. In the ensuing riot, NWA is arrested. NWA holds a press conference. Cube says that their art reflects their reality. A reporter asks the band what a guy from Compton does when he starts making money like that. Everyone looks to E for an awkward moment. He answers, "Buy Raider gear." Jerry finally gives Cube a contract to sign and offers him a $75,000 check once he signs it. Cube wants to get a lawyer to look it over because he knows something is wrong. Jerry doesn't want him to do that, so Cube walks away. He says he'd rather be broke than be fucked. Dre doesn't leave because we gotta do what we gotta do. He has his mom, a girl and a child to think about. Suge is there when the tour ends and announces that he's decided to get into managing talent. Priority Records 1990. Ice Cube is now with his wife Kim. They meet with Turner, who tells Cube that there isn't a lot of money in going solo, but if his first records is a hit, they'll make it up to him on the second. His first album is a hit. Eazy-E, Wet and Wild Party. Jerry has E signing contracts. There's a whole roster now. Jerry advises E that it's important to keep Dre happy. Suge tries to recruit Dre. Cube wants an advance for his second album, but Brian says it's complicated. So Cube smashes up his office. E is jealous of Cube's success. The DOC is in an accident and his throat is crushed. Dre visits him at the hospital. Suge is there and points out that E and Jerry aren't. He makes another attempt at recruiting Dre and offers to have his people look at Dre's contract. Brian plays the newest NWA records for Cube where they call him a Benedict Arnold. Cube answers it by dissing NWA and Jerry on his next album. He calls Jerry a Jew. Out of everyone, Jerry is most upset and wants to sue Cube for defamation of character and for being anti-Semitic. He tells E to take care of it. At a new music expo, people from Ruthless Records get into a fight with Cube's people. Meanwhile, the Rodney King beating is televised. A mysterious man shows up at Jerry's house one night and freaks him out. Dre tells E to get rid of Jerry, but E is loyal. Dre points out that they didn't make it because of Jerry. They made it because their music is dope. Dre reminds E that when T died, E promised him that they'd all stay brothers. Guess you forgot that. Dre leaves to form his own company, Death Row, with Suge. Suge beats E to get him to release Dre and DOC from their ruthless contracts. Death Row starts signing artists like Snoop Dogg. E tells Jerry that they have to kill Suge. Jerry says they fight with lawyers. Dre and Snoop collaborate, but all is not well. Dre is put off by Suge's over-the-top violent nature. The verdict in the Rodney King case comes down. The LAPD is found not guilty and the LA riots begin. 1993. E has money problems. Cube is reading the script for Friday. Dr. Dre's Chronic album has sold 5 million copies. But Dre finally decides to leave Suge. E sees Cube at a club and they patch things up and show respect to each other's careers. Cube agrees to do an NWA reunion as long as there's no Jerry. E is starting to cough. E's girl Tomika looks over the contracts and tells him that Jerry took advantage of him and now he's broke. E meets with Jerry. Jerry points out that E isn't looking too good. E fires him. Then he calls Dre and they patch things up as well too. They talk about collaborating again. Ren and Yellow are ready to start recording a new NWA thing. They're just waiting for Cube and Dre to show. E faints and is sent to the hospital. The doctor tells him that he's HIV positive and all they can do is try to keep him comfortable for 6 months. E goes public with the announcement that he's dying of AIDS. Dre visits him after he's in a coma. Cube shows up, but can't go in the room because he doesn't want to see E like that. Eazy-E dies at 31 years old. The movie closes on a montage of the real-life surviving members of NWA and their careers up to the present. Ice Cube continues to make music and is a movie star. Dre has become a hugely successful businessman. He makes Eminem a star and sells his Beats by Dre brand to Apple for $3 billion. What did you think of the movie? I want to hear your comments below. Thanks everyone for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Until the next spoiler.